In over 1,000 videos, I have never faced the threat of being sued in federal court. I don't know who's behind this, but out of all my videos, it was my reaction to Matt Chandler preaching at Elevation Church in 2012 that got me this potential copyright strike. If I get a strike, I will be banned from uploading for 7 days. If I get 3 strikes, my channel could be permanently deleted from YouTube. So on this video, I'm gonna break down exactly what happened and give you guys all the details so I can get your input on what I should do next.
Ruslan.
All right, so this isn't a joke. Creators deal with something called fair use on YouTube, where we react, add commentary to different clips, and I'll lead you into what happened in terms of the exact sequence of events and how we got here, and try to get you guys' input on if I should fight this or not. But here is the deal. I've been going back and forth. This is the email I received this morning. Hi, Ruslan, after reviewing your appeal, so I appealed this Advent ENT, Manage has confirmed that your video contains copyrighted material that hasn't approved for use in your video. Okay, so this is my Matt Chandler preached at Elevation Church video, and they are giving me the opportunity to cancel my appeal within the next 7 days. Canceling your appeal will return your video to the state it was before you began the dispute. If no action is taken, your video, so if I don't take any action, your video will be taken down from YouTube on March 11th, and a copyright strike will be applied to your account. If you still believe you have the rights to use material, you can file a counter notification after that date. So I got to get a copyright strike first, and then I can wait to file a counter notification after that date. And then if the copyright owner disagrees with your dispute, but is giving you a chance to keep your video up, the reason you give a dispute may be sufficient or invalid. Okay, so if I challenge this dispute and they still think that this is invalid, they have to send me a letter and send YouTube a letter within 10 days that they're taking me to federal court over this, which is insane. Like that is an actual possibility, okay? So what happened? Backstory, a couple weeks ago, got some information on Do the Dash's song, No Hook. I did a reaction to it. I thought it was reasonable. I tried to be gentle. It wasn't perfect, but I did my best to speak full of grace and truth. And then I reacted to what I thought was Stephen Furtick kind of responding to that from his sermon, used a couple of small clips, no real issue there. And in that video, I actually talked about how cool it would be to preach to a crowd like Elevation. And then I thought, oh, there's this one time Matt Chandler, 2012, different time, preached at Elevation, how cool it was. Man, let me highlight this sermon and add commentary to it, which I had a lot of commentary. It is the definition of free, fair use, which is you as a creator taking someone else's content, adding your commentary. I did all kinds of reactions to it, added sound effects, instrumentals, an intro, an outro video, the whole bit. And that, out of all the videos, was the one that got hit with a copyright claim. So I petitioned it. They then said they're holding it, and I trimmed a ton of it out. If you looked at the original video, it was an hour and 20, then it was like a 55 minutes. Now it's like 42 minutes. So I trimmed out as much as the clip as I could to still let it, be in the video that I'm reacting to. And now we're here, where that was the one video, which, by the way, that video has been scrubbed from all over the internet. It's not on Elevation Church's website. It's nowhere to be found. And I'm trying to make sense of it. I'll tell you what I think is going on towards the end of this video, exactly what I think is going on. But this leads me to ask all kinds of questions, like, is this company AdRevSense a shell company that Elevation Church works with to get copyright takedowns? And is this Furtick being mad and having this taken down, or Elevation Church being taken down? Does this have nothing to do with Furtick? Did they just sell the copyright of that video and decide to let somebody else deal with that sort of thing? Like, there's so many questions that I have about this that I'm not sure what's really happening with this entire situation. It's possible that they may not have anything to do with this because the video's all over the internet, right? Like it's re-uploaded on multiple channels, but my channel, they're trying to get it taken down and removed, which is really bizarre. And maybe they went after that one because they don't want it up, and they ignored the other ones, which I thought, I think the DoorDash one's the most over the top one, especially after Furtick came out and, you know, promoted the album. Well, fair use, for those of you guys that don't know, fair use is the precedent that as a commentator, as a creator on YouTube, you can incorporate elements from other people's stuff as long as it's not a replacement of the original video, and as long as you're modifying it, changing it, adding commentary, doing some editing, so on and so forth, which I did. There was a huge lawsuit a couple years ago where the similar thing happened to H3, who was directly attacked by a fellow creator, and H3 took it to court and won. Like, took it to federal court, like, took the whole thing to federal court, and it was more than just copyright. They were saying it was slandered them, this whole bit. H3 took it to court and won, and that actually started setting a lot of the precedent for what fair use is in the YouTube stratosphere. And the only case and issue with that is it costed H3 like hundreds of thousands of dollars to go to court and fight that. Right? And in the case of Abba and Preach and Fresh and Fit, similar thing happened. Fresh and Fit sent out a bunch of bogus copyright claims, and Abba and Preach had the ducats and had the money tucked away, and we're like, yo, we'll go to court with you. And it de-escalated, and I guess it didn't get to that. The issue with my channel is I'm in this weird in-between where I'm visible enough where I could have a bullseye on my back, but I'm also not big enough to be into the YouTube partner manager program. I filled out all the information, I got invited, but I don't have a rep yet, meaning that bigger channels like Abba and Preaches have a human on the other side that they could call up and go, yo, what's going on? This fair use thing is whack. This isn't real, right? And so I don't have a human on the other side. It's just me. And I mean, I got Zach Sparazzo who's on the other side of this camera. Everybody say hi to Zach Sparazzo. But I don't have any other humans, right? I don't have a human at YouTube to be willing to talk to. So I've had to rely on the Team YouTube Twitter account, and I'm talking to them, and they're saying they're looking into this for me and that they're going to try to help me with this. But, you know, I don't know. So hopefully we get into the YouTube partner program where there's a partner manager that would kind of be a liaison, I guess, for us. The reality is if I don't do anything with this video, if I don't take this video down, they are going to hit me with a copyright strike, and I will be banned from uploading for 7 days. If I get an additional 2 copyrights, my channel completely comes down, even though everything I did is within fair use. But this is kind of a weird arbitrary system, and so I'm trying to figure out how to go about it, if I should fight it, and who's behind this, what's the issue, right? And here's just so we're clear, my opinion is this company, AdRevEnt, I would guess to venture, because this is a manual claim, this isn't automated, I would guess to venture that this is a company that maybe bought the copyright for that Orange Code revival. However, I actually don't think that. I think this could be an entirely bogus thing. It could be entirely bogus. Elevation, Furtick could have nothing to do with this. I don't know. I want to fight this. However, I don't want to get a copyright strike, because if you get a copyright strike, you go 7 days without uploading, and I don't know if I wait for the 7 days. I think there might be a 7-day grace period while I try to fight back and make them prove that they're gonna take me to federal court over this. We're trying to figure out, so I'm here with you guys. Listen, my channel doesn't define me. We do other ministry outside of this. I'm good. Like, I have other outlets. Our TikTok, Instagram is going well. I mentor people outside of YouTube. This is not something that, like, my entire identity, right? However, it is a big chunk of how I make a living and provide for my family. And so I want to know from you guys that are here, should we fight this? Should we go after this? I'm down to go to court. Here's the thing. I can't afford to hire an attorney for this. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. So I'm down to go to court, and I'm down to represent myself, but I don't think I could, like, pull up and pay $150,000 and get an attorney, or a couple $100,000 and get an attorney. So I don't think I could do that. But I do feel like this sets a bizarre precedent for Christian creators who are reacting to content that video was actually a video bigging up Matt Chandler and bigging up Furtick, and then the only part that was critical of Furtick was the part where I said, man, Matt Chandler low-key spoke prophetically about what was going to happen to Elevation if they continued down the path that they were on, and a lot of what he said in that video from 2012 kind of came to pass with what we're seeing today. That's the only thing I said that was critical about it in the entire video, and so I don't know if they just, you know, if they feel a little ashamed. I don't know. Again, totally. They could potentially have nothing to do with it. I'm still understanding copyright strike. I'm still trying to figure this thing out. I don't know. I could just take the video down. I could fight it and potentially risk having a copyright strike. Team YouTube on Twitter is waiting to give me some feedback. So I'm trying to figure that out, man. But I want to hear from you guys. Like, what do you guys think? Do we fight this thing? Do we take the video down? What do you guys think? And then it kind of puts me in a peculiar position because I want to react like to the elephant room stuff, not just the Verdict and Chandler one, which I think is one of the better ones, but I want to react to Verdict and TD Jakes and this idea of modalism. Does that put me in a weird spot, even though I know one of the executive producers from the elephant room, but does that put me in a weird spot? Because a lot of you guys didn't grow up experiencing this era from like 2008 to 2013 where it was super thriving and there was the Reform the Restless thing happening and technology was blowing up and people, you guys don't remember this era in Christianity, and it was actually a really cool era to see so many people sit down and talk. So I'm not worried about this. Jesus said, hey, in life, you're gonna have trouble. You're going to go through things. This is not a big deal to me. This is not like me freaking out about it. I'm not losing sleep over it. I'm genuinely seeking wise counsel. I'm trying to better understand how the copyright system even works. And if I wait the 7 days, do I automatically can't upload for 7 days? Can I schedule a bunch of uploads within that 7 days that I'm gonna be down? Like, there's so many unknown variables that I don't know. And from what I've looked at, the company Advent, ANT, they represent apparently a massive catalog, but there is documentation of companies like that doing all kinds of weird, bogus claims that they don't own and have anything to do with the copyright. So that's also a possibility. Like, they may not have anything to do with the copyright, and they might be just trying to call my bluff, and then I can say, okay, cool, sue me then, and wait 10 days. If they don't sue me, I could potentially have the video up, own the video, have the monetization up for it. It's all complicated, man. I don't know, but I want to hear from you guys. Zach, what do you think, man? What do we do here?
Dude, I want to go to war. You sent me this text this morning. I think this happened yesterday too. I woke up and I was like, I was cranky. I was a little like, Melissa's like, my wife is like, you seem a little quiet this morning. I was like, I'm not even mad at like life things. I'm like mad that there's some random person with some BS company that's trying to claim your video. Like, to me, that's super frustrating. A lot of people are saying just take it down. It's not worth the headache. To me, I feel like if we let this one go, we're letting it go forever. Whenever they want to just strike a video, it's a flawed system. They striked our video, we appealed it, meaning they took it back to the person that put the strike on us. The person that put the strike on us said, nah, I still want to keep the strike. And now YouTube's like, well, that's what it is.
Yeah, it's a very flawed system, man. And so, is there a way to re-edit or reshoot the video? That's the thing, I re-edited the video twice. The initial video was 1:15. I trimmed it down to 55. Then I saw the copyright thing and I went back into YouTube and trimmed it from 55 to 42. So now at this point, it's me and Zach much more than Matt Chandler or Stephen Furtick in the video. We're doing the majority of the commentary, right? We took a ton of it all out. And so now I can't go back and take any more out. I would take some more out, but it's like the more I take out, the more they just say from 3 minutes to 40 minings, this is all of our content. It's like, no, it's not. Like, you guys are full of it. A lot of you guys are saying, hey, don't fight it, let it go. The thing about that is, if I don't fight it, does this then create an environment where smaller creators, and I know I have 130,000 subs or whatever, so I'm not like a small creator, but a smaller creative, does that put us and creators that come after me to just kind of be bullied and bossed around? Here's the thing, we have to be able to offer truth and speak out when things are fishy, right? Regardless on whatever the situation is, whether it's a Verdict or Olstein or whatever, right? Or whoever wilding out, Kanye wilding out. We gotta be able to do these things, not because that's the meat of my content. You guys know that's not the meat of my content. It's me dunking on pastors. The meat of my content is absolutely not that. But I think the reason why you guys respect me for doing these sorts of videos is because the meat of my content isn't that. This is something that I will probably fight for, and I will probably may face a strike. So if you guys don't see me online for a week, uploading for a week, you guys know why. And if you guys want, man, partner with us on Patreon. Like, again, we're doing good. Like, this channel is doing good, but we're not doing drop 6 figures on this to prove a point good. We're not doing that good. But if you guys want to go to Extra Mile, man, partner with us on Patreon. We have a free course that I put together with my therapist, Dr. Rudy, all about freedom forming habits. that if you're struggling right now, if you're going through a tough season, this is where solid biblical teaching meets the practicality of a Christian therapist helping you walk through forming habits to get breakthrough in your addictions, your porn, your habitual sin, all that sort of stuff. That's available. Link in the description. We're going to get out of here, guys. I really appreciate you guys, man. And we will be back. All right? Peace.
King's Dream Entertainment. Ruslan.
Thank you so much for making it to the end of this video. Be sure to check out the links in the description for some free resources, including a Master My Habits course I put together with my Christian therapist, and a free Find Your Niche training if you're looking to get into the YouTube space as a creator. And be sure to check out some of these other videos from me and YouTube recommended to you. All right? Peace.